Hello again guys, it's Carly from the Poetry of Nice and I have a haul video for you today. First things first, if you are new here, welcome. This is a channel all about reselling online. I currently sell on eBay, Poshmark and Etsy, and I personally do that while I'm a stay-at-home parent to 3 little boys 5 and under, so this is very much a part-time job, part-time income for me. However, if you want to see approximately how much I earn per week by working those part-time hours, then feel free to check out my sales videos and that'll give you an idea of how much you can make by working just sort of 1 to 2 hours per day. On this channel you're going to find everything from haul videos to sales videos like I just mentioned, tips and tricks and all kinds of other cool stuff in between. So if that sounds interesting to you, please do think about hitting that subscribe button down below and don't forget to say hello in the comments so that I can say hi back. Okay, so part 1 of this haul is going to be shoes, essentially. We're just going to go ahead and shatter the mystery right now. It's shoes is part 1, and then part 2 will come later, and that's going to be mostly clothes with 1 or 2, maybe like 1 hard goods type items in there, as well as like maybe a purse and a few odds and ends and stuff like that. So if that interests you as well or more, whatever, feel free to, like I said, subscribe or click the bell so that you know when that next video does go up so that you can catch it as well. So this Saturday I went out to, first of all, a Rummage sale. I got there at 7 AM in the morning when it first opened, bright and early as it were. It was still super chilly, I have to say, but well worth it to get there. You know, early bird catches the worm and all that kind of stuff. So I hit there first, and then what did I do next? Then I came home to pick up my people, my husband and my 3 sons, so that they could kind of come along just to get out of the house and all that kind of stuff. And as I came into my own neighborhood, there was actually one of my neighbors who I don't know personally, but they're just up the road from me. They were having a yard sale, so I kind of pulled in and stopped there on my way back to my house, and I am so incredibly glad that I did. I then went on to stop there 2 other times during the day, which is actually really embarrassing, and I know that they now think of me as a mad woman who lives down the road, but you know what, it was worth it to get the good deals. Essentially this yard sale, I was super impressed with the type of stuff that they had. It was a lot of plus size clothing and then a whole lot of shoes. Now when I first rocked up there, everything was marked at like $20 a piece, and actually for the type of brands that they had, $20 a piece is not out of this world. I actually don't blame them for marking that high, but I sort of said to them very politely, if I make a pile, this is on my first visit by the way, if I make a pile like in your driveway, will you give me a deal? And they said, sure, we can do that. So I made a pile just to kind of like test the waters and see what all that would work out at, and it was a really good deal. So I picked up the gang, and then I came back and went there a second time, and then we went out to another Rummage sale or whatever, came back home, and they were just starting to pack up. And I was the weirdo that rolled down my window and said, are you going to have another one? And they said, no, but if you want to come in and look through the boxes as they were putting stuff away, you're more than welcome to go through it one more time. So I did. And I made another pile and the prices just got cheaper. I did sort of start to ask what they were planning to do with the stuff, just in a very friendly way, because I'd heard them talking about goodwill. That way that if it kind of arose that they were just going to load up and go donate it, I would have offered them, you know, a lump sum. Would you mind if I took it all from you right here and save you the trip and give you a bit of money and all that kind of stuff? However, they did have somebody else coming to come pick it up. Someone who they said, I don't know how to word it, they kind of said that was maybe like less fortunate, was going to come and pick up all the plus size clothing for her family and things like that. So what a good deal, what a wonderful thing to do, and I was super happy that I got some deals, someone else is going to get some deals, and everybody wins. So after that incredibly long story time, let me just show you what I've got. We're just going to dive in. Like I said, shoes and boots. When it comes to fall boots, I am sorted forevermore right now. All right, here we go. So they had a whole lot of like Steve Madden and things like that. Like I said, marked on the boots, there was like $20 on most of them. I will tell you that everything that I paid on Saturday between the 2 Rummage sales and then the 3 visits to this yard sale was around $146 total. And so every single item I got, that is shoes, clothing, everything, all bundled in together, came to $2.40 a piece, which is higher than my usual cost of goods. However, when you start seeing some of the brands that I picked up and some of the pieces, that it's a bargain, and I'm super thrilled for what I got. All right, so first are just Steve Madden boots, little ankle boots. Like I said, I got a whole bunch of those. Let me see if I can get that to focus. You can kind of see in there what that looks like. They're size 8.5, like most of them are. They're very, very cute, just kind of like a very distressed, or like lightly distressed, I would say, brown suede boot with like a quilted heel. I do think that most of these will have a style number on them, or a style name. Yeah, they do. These are the Nirvana, potentially. Anyway, that's going to make pricing them, like looking at comps and stuff like that really easily. So that is the first pair of boots that I got. And for anybody wondering if I'm going to be listing these now or saving them for fall and winter, I'll be listing them now. I don't really see the point in holding off on these till fall or winter, especially with the good brands and things like that, so I'll probably just crack on and get them all up. Okay, another pair of Steve Madden. These ones are like a moto boot, zipper on the inside there, and then like a lot of stud detail all the way round, black leather, round toe, small heel, good treads. The condition of most of these are unbelievable. I don't know, I don't ask questions. I just buy, I just shop, but they're really, really cool. I can't see the name on these necessarily, but I think they're at 8.5 as well. So another great pair of ankle boots by Steve Madden. And let me see if I can find my other Steve Madden ones just to get them out of the way. Yes, I think this is them. Same again, these are just, again, just a very nice, there's double zippers there on each side, rounded toe, black leather, ankle booty. I love that they're not all like with the large heels and stuff for someone like me. If only these were my size. It's ironic. I want a nice pair of ankle boots more than anything, and I just cannot seem to find one that fit me. Zipster. These are called the Zipsters. So there we go. One more pair there. Alright, onwards. So the next pair of shoes I'm going to show you are Converse. They actually had so many pairs of Vans and Converse, and obviously when I went back at the end, a lot of it had gone. Kind of had a FOMO situation happening where I know I shouldn't, because I got so much good stuff for not too much money, but I kind of wish that I'd just like scooped it all up when I very first went. I don't know, you live you learn. Anyway, but I picked up loads. So I got a few pairs of Vans, I got a few pairs of well, I got one pair of Converse, but I picked these up because they're very, very lightly worn. Like they look like someone tried them on and went for walking with them, really, but they are the platform, and they're this like bubblegum pink. Like I said, they are the Converse ones, and they are women's 9.5, so another great size. That platform there is about, it was about 1.25 inches almost, so it's pretty damn big. But I see quite a few online, but none in this like bright pink, so I'm probably going to go just like a little high on these. And the comps in terms of like, not these ones, just other platform ones pre-owned, look like around the $40 range. Should say as well, those Steve Madden boots, I honestly don't know necessarily what I'm going to get, because it depends on like the style and all that kind of stuff, but probably like around 25 to 35 on each pair. These probably $40 at least is what I'm hoping for, but I'm probably going to shoot just a little bit higher, since on both platforms there isn't that bright pink pair. Next is a pair of Timberland boots. I actually haven't sold these before, but I've seen other people have. There's the logo right there. Again, fantastic shape. Let me see, there's another logo on the bottom for you there. So these are kind of, I suppose there's, from the brand is more like a utility brand, like kind of working boots or whatever, but these are obviously a women's, so they are genuine leather, size 8, and I think that they have a style number as well, which should be useful. Again, just fantastic condition. They're so cool. But I think that these are probably about 25 to 35, if not maybe just a little bit more, because the condition is so good. Okay, next is a pair of Allegria. These are like comfort shoes, I suppose. Nurses tend to wear them, or like people who work in like kitchens and things like that, on their feet all day, essentially, teachers maybe. So these are a Mary Jane style, which is what that ankle strap right there is, and then there you can, the logo is always this little butterfly, so you can often spot them by that. These do have some scuffs on the toes. They're a kaleidoscope print. There we go. A little bit of scuffing on the toes, but actually for $2.40 that does not put me off. I still think I will get around the $30 mark for these, and there's the bottom as well. And these are actually a women's size. They're a European size 42, so that equates to a women's 11.5 to 12, so they are a nice big size, so that may also help them selling. They may sit for longer, but I may be able to get more for them, if that makes sense. Next is just a pair of Clarks. Picked them up because I like the style. They have this, I don't really know what you call this, where it kind of like is slightly concave here, but just a nice pair of ankle booties. Again, I think like 25 to 35 probably on those. Clarks also have a style number inside, so again I can find that exact name. Great condition. Yeah, Clarks for me are pretty much no-brainers when they're in that sort of like on-trend, more contemporary type style. Next is a brand that I have not picked up before. I hadn't heard, but I could tell its quality. I mean, you'll see as soon as I show you. They're called Bed Stew, or at least that's how it's read. I think it's in a different language, so it may actually be pronounced slightly differently. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Hang on. There we go. The bottom's going to be a lot easier. There's the logo right there, Bed Stew. And so these say, as soon as you turn them over, handcrafted, genuine leather, good year. you can just tell, like just looking at those soles, you know that there's some quality there. The leather feels amazing. They say bench made in Mexico. They're 8.5s. Yeah, they're like a little moto boot kind of thing. They are so somewhat distressed, like with creasing and things, but I think that a lot of that's intentional. These are studded with these ankle straps, just a really nice ankle moto boot style. These boots retail for around $250 to $350, and so selling anywhere from sort of 60 to 100 is probably what I would expect on those. Next is just a pair of 9 West. I kind of threw these in at the end, but I really liked the style, and they're again really good condition. So we've got that like chunky block heel there. It's actually like a pointed toe, but there's quite a large tread on it as well. So it's somewhere between like a shoe and a boot. I have no idea what I will call that, but it's 8.5. Like I said, really nice condition, all leather. So I went ahead and grabbed those as well, and I would think probably around 25 on those too. Next are these bad boys. So these were sold as is. They were originally $20 was marked on them. Obviously that is not what I paid. $2.40 is what I paid, and she was very nice and showed me the issue with them before I purchased them. I'm not bothered, I'll be honest, because I'll tell you why in a second. So this is what they look like. These, first of all, are Donald J. Pliner, which is a decent brand for sure. They're size 8. I hope that's focusing. Let's try again. There we go. So these particular boots, there's a style name in them. They're called the MAC, M-A-C. They are sort of almost up to the knee. This is all metal stud work here, and then it's like a chain detail all the way around the back. These long black leather boots. How flipping cool are these? So I'll show you what was wrong, why they were as is. Right here underneath the buckle, there is a teeny tiny little, I hope you can see that, it's like a tiny little tear to the leather. It's not a through tear, it's not a hole, it's just a little bit of tear in there. These are actually just sort of cosmetic, so I guess it's maybe if someone pulled up on this to try and get them on, that may be what happened. I'm not bothered, I'll be honest. The comps on these, the last 2 that sold on Poshmark, and I don't think there's any black ones on right now, I could be wrong. One sold for 210 in pre-owned condition, and one sold for like 100 and I think it was 50 in pre-owned condition. So I'm gonna pick them up for $2.40. I'll tell you that for nothing, little tear or not. Yeah, so these are really cool. And also these came with them, they just let me have them. So this is what was like keeping them upright at the yard sale, just these like little inserts. So I'm gonna find a home for them because I'm gonna use them in my photographs most likely for these type of boots. I think they're kind of cool. So anyway, those were a good find. Next is a pair of Lucky brand boots. That's like the little logo there, that little clover leaf if you're not familiar, and then it does actually say inside as well, the text says Lucky brand inside. These are like a sort of, they're not really black, they're more like, it's like black with a brown tint to it. Again, just that similar style, that like ankle moto boot. Whoops, sorry. With the buckle detail, and then this is all studded as well. Just really nice. And so yeah, hopefully around 25 to 35 on those. This is probably like the least valuable pair that I picked up, but I just had to grab them because they usually sell fast. They are Torrid, and they're a size 13, so I guess they're almost considered like a plus size shoe. Is that? There we go, kind of. Size 13 it says on the bottom. They're kind of like a wide fit, and they're just a black leather, faux leather ballet pump with this like silver studded detail all the way around there. So I'll probably only be getting around sort of 15 to 18 for those, especially because there is a little bit of scuffing at the back unfortunately, but still I'm hopeful that that might be a fairly quick flip. Next is a pair of Sam Edelman. They did actually come in the box like with all the information, so that's always useful. I've sold this exact pair before, and I think I ended up with $30 for them, and they had a similar amount of wear. So these particular boots I've always found get this kind of like, it's just wear, but it like ends up shiny right here on the toes if you can see. Most of them listed seem to have that, so I'm not super like put off that. You can kind of see inside some of the Sam Edelman logo, and then here on the bottom, let me show you that as well. That's what it looks like. These are a nice quality boot though, and I can tell you exactly what they're called. They're called the Lucca, L-U-C-C-A. These are the ones I've sold before, so I'm happy enough to do that. I even already have the listing on Poshmark. I just need to obviously redo for like photos and size and stuff, so I'm happy enough. Always nice when they come with the box as well. All right. we're almost there. So next we have a pair of Born. I don't pick up all Born, but again, these are in the similar style, just nice leather. Again, they're that sort of like hybrid of a shoe and a bootie. It's like an ankle shoe. I'm gonna have to find out what that term actually should be, but it's nice. It's a nice piece, nice condition. We give them just like a little shine up or whatever, and they'll be absolutely fine. So hopefully around 25 to 30 on those. Next is a pair of Franco Sato. There we go. I don't pick up all of these either, but I did like the style, and these are in, honestly, I think they're new without tags. I don't think they've ever been worn looking at them, but I can't list them at that because I don't know for certain. So they're just, as far as I'm concerned, they're just in excellent, very good to excellent condition. Okay, so they are like a calf hair leopard print loafer with the little buckle detail, and then they are a black paint and leather all round. So these definitely is what I would class as a loafer. Like I said, all leather, and I think they're that size 8.5 again. It's nice having them all the same. Oh, these are size 9, so they're all in that same ballpark, but just a nice little pair of like casual or like career shoes or whatever. So went ahead and grabbed those, hopefully around 25 to 30 on those, though I can look up the exact style to get my comps. Okay, so next are the only shoes that I grabbed that were not from this one yard sale. These were just from like a little old yard sale that I kind of came across at one point on the side of the road. And they are vintage, and oh boy, do they need some love. But I grabbed them just to see if I can breathe some life into them. It's a bit of an experiment, if you like. So they are vintage Reeboks, and they're dance Reeboks is what it says here. They actually do have the plastic bit on the front, although that is very much coming off, so I'm not sure how to handle that. And then they do have quite a lot of like cracking and some discoloration. Honestly, they're a little bit sticky, I'm gonna be real with you. But I'm gonna do my best to see what I can do for these because they are so cool. Leather high tops, definitely kind of that 80s 90s vibe with this sort of peach and white contrast. I don't know, I love this kind of stuff, so stay tuned and I'll show you how they turn out if I'm able to fix them. Okay, so back to that one yard sale. So they, like I said, they had loads and loads of Vans and Converse. I only picked a few pairs because I was kind of looking at comps and trying to decide what all I thought would sell. They had some with like a pineapple print, like Converse, that I thought would do well, high tops, but actually the comps weren't really supporting that. She also had some like Marvel characters and all that kind of stuff, and again those comps were kind of like back and forth, so I left a lot of them, and then when I went back at the end they were gone when I made my final like super cheap pile. But I'll show you what I did grab essentially. So these ones are Vans, and obviously, and they are like a flamingo print. The comps were okay on these. I do need to take a magic eraser and go around this. That's going to brighten that white right up. But in terms of the canvas and things like that, they're in good shade. There's no splitting. There's a little bit of wear to like the logos at the back, which is a very normal sign of wear. And I'm not too worried about that, but overall the flamingo ones are doing good. And then I also picked up ones that are tacos. and the comps on the taco ones were not too bad at all, probably around that $30 to $40 mark, just depending. And both of these I think were slightly larger sizes. I think, yeah, they're a men's 10.5 and a women's 12 are the tacos, and then I think the flamingos might be a little bit bigger. Men's 11, doesn't even say women's, just blank. Not for women apparently, I don't know. But yes, anyway, so flamingos, tacos. And then I grabbed these Vans because no brainer, Disney Vans. If you ever see Disney Vans out and they are a good price, like, I don't know, make your mind up what a good price is. But if they're a decent price, grab them because they are usually limited print. Obviously, go ahead, look on your phone, double check what the comps are and stuff. These Cheshire Cat ones, like Alice in Wonderland style or whatever, they do not make this print anymore. Once they're out, they're done. I actually have a pair in my closet that are like Mickey's 90th birthday ones, and they sold out within like I don't know, a short period of time, a day, a week, whatever it was, and then they don't make them anymore, so obviously then they start popping up on eBay and stuff, like twice the price. But people who collect them or people who really love a certain character and stuff will usually pay up for them. So these Cheshire Cat ones, can't find them anymore, and the comps are good. They're as low as like 30 to 40 and as high as 120-ish for used. So these are a women's size 12 again, I think, and then there's that men's size 10.5. they're in good shape. I do need to take a little bit of a magic eraser around them, honestly, and just see if I can neaten them up if I can find the time. I'm honestly not too worried about it. Like the comps I was looking at up in the higher end still had these kind of like marks and scuffs and things, so I'll just see if I get to it. But overall, really fantastic shape. The canvas is in lovely shape, no staining, no tears, no rips, no nothing like that. So yes, I'll be listing them high and seeing what happens. Okay, and the last pair of shoes that I got for $2.40 are these pair of Frye boots. What a bargain. If you don't know what the Frye logo looks like, it looks like this. They are a little bit distressed with some scuffs and scrapes. That has never stopped me yet with a pair of Frye boots. I'm pretty sure that just adds to the character. And they do have a style name inside. Here is what they look like inside. They are a size 8.5, I think. Oh, there we go. And what they look like on the bottom as well, because that's also important. Yes, they do have a style number. It's the 76751, and I think they were called the Leslie boot, if I'm not mistaken. And they were going anywhere from sort of that $60 mark all the way up to like $200, just depending. I think they retailed this particular boot for around the $300 to $350 range. They all kind of like differ depending on the style. They have kind of like a cowboy feel to them, don't they? Almost like an ombre type toe there. Yeah, what a bargain. So I'm going to be listing those fairly high again and just waiting it out. I'm not in a huge rush to sell any of these things because I'm aware that most of them are off season, but I'm very pleased with the quality, I'm very pleased with the condition, I'm very pleased with my price point for my cost of goods, and I'm very pleased with the brands that I got as well, and that I'll be bringing into my closet. Alright you guys, thank you so much for hanging in there for this shoe haul, part 1. Remember, part 2 is coming, which is going to be like the clothing and a few of the bits and bobs and stuff like that. So don't forget to stay tuned if you're interested in that. Let me know down in the comment. I've just realized how weird that like one boot looks in the background. Don't forget to let me know down in the comment how you're doing with all of your yard sales, and if you're finding rummage sales or even just your thrift stores and all that kind of stuff. Are you finding good stuff this season? Are you enjoying it? Most of all, being out in the sunshine and treasure hunting. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.